In this episode of Fictional Hangover, we talk about ex-call center employee therapy, recurring toilet nightmare therapy, how we all need a magical cheese plate, and how this book is hellsomely wholesome in our discussion of If Found, Return to Hell by M.X. Liu. Hey everybody, welcome to Fictional Hangover, a podcast about young adult and new adult, and sometimes other books, series, authors, voice actors, and illustrators that is full of spoilers. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire, and today we're going to discuss If Found, Return to Hell by M.X. Liu.
Standard disclaimer. If you haven't read this book, please remember that Fictional Hangover is all about spoilers. If you haven't read or listened and don't want to be spoiled, stop listening to us and go read or listen to the book. Then come back. If you haven't done this but want to pretend that you have, or if you don't care about spoilers, or if you just like the show so much that you don't care about any of that, then listen up.
Yay!
Yay!
This is going to be a little bit of a short one, I have a feeling.
It is. It is going to be a short one.
This was a very delightfully short book.
Yes. Yes, it was indeed. And just jumping ahead very slightly to my initial thought, I found this one like on accident. You know, because we were trying to match our theme, and I was like, what's a good book that, you know, has a job from hell? Oh, this one. If Found, Return to Hell. And it's about working in a call center. What is more theme fitting than this book?
Could be also appropriate for next month's cult theme, to be fair.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
I always say work in a call centre. If you've ever done that, you get institutionalised. So this is kind of jumping ahead as well. This book was triggering.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry this book triggered you. I'm so
Anybody
sorry.
who's worked in any kind of call or contact centre will be able to relate so hard to some of the themes on this.
Oh, definitely. I feel like we're going to have a little bit of a conversation after we do the summary about time in a call center. I have a very brief stint in a call center, only a few months.
You are so lucky. Right, well, let's bump into the background information, and then we can get the summary, and then we can have some therapy.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So I pulled this background info from the back of the book, and It says, this novella came to be from a joke that I quickly realized could be a way into talking about the overall malaise that was mired in at the time. And it was the writing of it that reminded me to find the glimmer of hope in all the little things again. So I have a feeling that M.X. Liu had a dreadful time in a call center as well.
Yeah. It's certainly it's too realistic for it to be pure fiction,
right? Except for the whole, you know,
hell and demon.
I mean,
I would dispute that, to be perfectly honest, knowing with some people I used to work with. Let's jump into the summary, because I'm starting to need to grab snacks and a therapy weight blanket.
Okay. So I will just announce before beginning this summary that this book was written in second person. So this is only, I think, our second book or second story, second anything that features second person. So we're mentioning you a lot and putting you into the call center.
I'm glad someone pays attention to that, because I did not realise.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah.
The only other one that we've done that's second person was that Christmas Live.
Oh, the haunted one.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Jeanette Winterson one, I think, is...
Yes.
Yeah. So.
I mean, to be fair, we've got nearly 300 episodes under the belt. It's difficult to remember them all, so well done.
I know. Thank you. Okay. Let's summarize. You start your day. A day that will change pretty much the rest of your life in the most boring 2-hour-long mandatory training session. It's full of squealing microphones and group work, which means it's absolutely dreadful, and you only spend part of it asleep behind your magical eyeglasses that make it look like you're awake and bright-eyed when you most definitely are not.
I can sleep with my eyes open.
That's amazing. The session you're attending is about responsible spell work and is necessary to provide the finest in wizarding care for all your clients' needs. A little while into the slog, your friend Nathaniel strides in like she's not ridiculously late and hands you a cup of coffee. She is the best and actually looks like a wizard, while everyone else just looks tired.
I'm cosplaying today.
You're Nathaniel. No, you're not Nathaniel.
No, I'm not Nathaniel at all.
You're everybody else.
I'm everybody else.
Nathaniel was doing fine on her own before coming to work here, running her own business. But she's here now because of rules. You, however, are stuck here, working at One Wizard, which is, for all intents and purposes, a magical insurance call center. And it's a pain in your ass. All you want to do is actually help people. Finally, the mandatory session is over.
After the training session, you're back on the phones, which, as is annoying as it sounds, most of the time people don't want to be passed along to someone else, or they think you're incompetent, or they hang up on you, or they've turned into a platypus and just want to yell about it. Wonderful. There is one call where someone actually needs your help. This call is from a young man named Shine, who has woken up surrounded by red sigils and talismans painted all over his room. Before you can get more out of him, he hangs up. You decide this case warrants a house call to survey the situation, and your supervisor agrees and suggests you take care of it, even though you typically only answer the phones. You decide to take Nathaniel along.
Shine has left a note for you on the front door of the family-run restaurant he lives above. Coming in from the kitchen, his mother greets you and sends you upstairs. You greet Shine's room with, "What the fuck?" So you know it can't be good. Shine says he doesn't remember anything, though his hands are covered in red paint, so he had to have done it, but he has no idea what any of it means, nor do you or Nathaniel. You send Shine off to take a shower so you can document the space and call headquarters to get someone higher up to take a look. As soon as Shine leaves the room, Nathaniel shows her concern. She spotted a sigil that looks like it says Dieu, which is essentially hell in Chinese mythology. Fuck. When Shine returns from the shower, he's stressed about dealing with this mess and what's going to come from it, not to mention his upcoming midterms. You tell him you'll take care of everything, which you definitely should not have done.
Oh, that's schoolboy error right there. Back in the office, you fill out your report and send it on to the higher-ups. Someone will get to Shine's case eventually, which, when your supervisor tells you, kind of rubs you in the wrong way. You thought the sigils and the talismans would be enough to warrant more attention. You call Shine to let him know you've passed his case along, but he's pretty flustered. You said you'd take care of everything. You give in to his anxiety and emotions and tell him you'll get a friend to help out, and give him your phone number in case anything else happens. Again, definitely shouldn't have done any of that.
No. The next day, you tell Nathaniel that you've made a mistake. But not what the mistake was. I love this bit of the story because it's literally, you tell Nathaniel you've made a mistake, and then it's a quote. I've made a mistake. That's all it is. It's so good. She shows you something that she found in the sigils that could mean king, which wouldn't be good paired with that hell sigil, but you've also sent all the images you took to your friend Dino, so maybe he'll be able to figure out what these symbols actually mean. While eating in the cafeteria, you get a phone call. It's Shine. Okay, whoa. You definitely didn't intend for him to come to your work, because he is literally outside the cafeteria looking at you. His voice is a little different, and when you confront him, you tell him he shouldn't be there, with a lot more cuss words involved, but he seems to like that, which is different from the Shine you met the other day. As you kick him out, he asks if that means you're abandoning Shine. Wait, what? What?
Well, you drag whoever this is wearing Shine like a skin suit into the creatures department of one wizard, where he proceeds to hiss at the snake, showing off his fangs. Yeah, fangs. Okay, something is definitely up. So you ask who the fuck you're dealing with. The being inside Shine calls himself Wang Ran. He tries to intimidate you and then offers to reward you, his voice dropping and getting very mystical, but nah, red flags are popping up all over the place. And you've learned to never take a deal with someone supernatural, so you blow him off. He returns to a more normal state while also threatening you, but you don't believe he'll do anything to hurt you because he would have already if he was going to. Just then, Shine's voice yells out, basically telling you you're right. But then he and Wang Ren get into a shouting match, which is it's kind of funny since like they're sharing one body. You decide that you're going to have to take care of the situation because if you don't, you and Shine and Wang Ren will be buried under red tape from one wizard and hell, which wouldn't be fun at all. You decide to take them home. Like, seriously though. You're full of bad ideas, don't do that.
So many bad choices. Later that night, you and Wang Ren make a deal that you're sure isn't a mistake and that you're not going to regret. You agree to match each other, question for question. You ask if Shine can hear you, and vice versa, and you quickly determine that Wang Ran has been hanging out inside Shine since he called you over to his place. Wang Ran assures you that Shine is fine, and, he let him take over his body, so at least that's okay. Wang Ran then asks you what you want, but you don't have an answer. You don't know what you want out of life. Wang Ran is a little disappointed. He could literally give you anything, but there's nothing that you want. You decide to ask him what he wants, which turns out to be a very heartfelt answer. He just wanted out, to see the world, to see the light, because he's never been out of hell before. You tell him that you don't really know how to help. Obviously, someone from hell, maybe even the king of hell, is going to come looking for him eventually. Before you can figure anything out, Wang Ran decides he's tired, so you send him to your couch to crash.
You wake up the next morning to Wang Ran and Shine making you breakfast, which is a nice gesture even if there's no food in hell, and Wang Ran has never cooked anything before, so your eggs are scorched. It's the thought that counts. While you eat, Shine and Wang Ren have a conversation and then thank you for letting them stay and trying to figure out what's going on. You tell them you've got your friend doing research and that if they want to avoid being passed up to the Archmages, you will need to keep them secret. That seems to be the best plan. So you head to work, leaving the human-possessed demon behind in your apartment.
So many bad ideas.
Oh, stop doing it. Stop doing it.
At work, Nathaniel is excited to do more field work and check out a case where a giant symbol was burned into the ground and almost took someone's face with it. Luckily, they only lost their eyebrows, so it's fine. She's also going to do some of her side work while she's out, smuggling crystals to people who can't afford one wizard's excellent care. She checks on you, and you tell her that you stayed up late researching other cases and failed to mention that you made a deal with a demon. She says she's going to come by your place later to liven things up, which sends you into a panic. As she leaves for her case, you tuck into your desk and put on your headset.
Your day is going pretty terribly, but then you get a call from Dino, so you scramble to the bathroom to take it. What Dino says, basically, is that the sigils you sent them reference royalty and permanence, which sounds very difficult, if not impossible, to reverse. After your call with Dino ends, you get a series of selfies from Shine and Wang Ren, so at least you know that they haven't completely burned down your apartment. Someone checks on you in the bathroom because you've been in there for, frankly, quite some time. So you pretend to be sick and head back home for the day to tell Wang Ren and Shine what you've learned. Shockingly, Shine doesn't seem too upset that Dino thinks whatever he and Wang Ren did is irreversible. In fact, he seems quite pleased. He doesn't want to be separated from Wang Ren because it's nice not to be alone all the time. He also says that you can't possibly send Wang Ren back to hell after he was finally able to escape. You tell him that you're not going to make him do anything he doesn't want to do.
It's so wholesome. Or hellsome.
Hellsome? Wholesome? Wholesome, hellsome?
Yes.
Hellsomely wholesome.
Oh. I tried to say it and then nothing came out. The next little bit of time passes pretty easily, with only a few self-fights that happen between Wang Ren and Shine, and those are mostly over how to wear their outfits. You get some of Shine's clothes from his mother's place and go grocery shopping, and everything seems fine. Nathaniel is curious one day about all the selfies you keep getting from Shine and Wang Ren and doesn't believe you when you tell her that it's your cousin messaging because she knows you and she knows that you don't have a cousin. When you tell Shine and Wang Ren about her asking about all the selfies, Shine perks up and wants to invite her to dinner, which means you'll have to explain everything to her. But they're okay with that. Talk then changes to both yours and Shine's home lives and how they've been kind of lonely. And Shine tells you Wang Ren has been lonely too, so you have to protect him. He's precious.
He is. He's a cinnamon roll of demonic kind.
Yes.
Yes? You wake up in the middle of the night to Wang Ren playing a game on Shine's phone and getting incredibly frustrated by it. You end up checking on him, which pretty much ends with him crumpling up in your lap, weeping. Aww. You tell him everything's going to be okay and that he's here to stay, which makes you feel warm inside. The next day, Shine and Wang Ren fight over tidying up for Nathaniel's visit. But when you go downstairs to let her into the apartment, you're met by her, but also someone else. The Grim Reaper.
Oh.
Well, then.
Oh.
Fuck.
The Grim Reaper, whose name is Lark.
Of course it is. Of course.
Winces when you ask him what he's doing there, if he's there on professional business. Lark seems distressed and lets you know that he's there for a formal inquiry. You ask if he has a permit, which he does, damn it, and it mentions His Majesty, the Eternal Master of the Border to Death, who demands your attention about some unusual activity and reclaiming a lost item. You're pretty sure that nothing you say or do is going to get Lark to leave, so you invite him up to the apartment, but request a few minutes. What are you going to say to Shine and Wang Ren? All you want is to keep them safe, but then Lark bursts in, telling Wang Ren that he's taking him home because his father has been looking for him. You jump for Wang Ren as the world spirals.
Oh.
No.
Everything is dark in hell, and you can see why Wang Ren would have said he wanted to get out. It's not burning in fire and brimstone, it's just a midnight dark house. You confront Lark about dragging not only a demon back to hell, but also two humans who definitely shouldn't be there. Though Lark insists you didn't have to come along. Well, yes, you did! You couldn't let your client Shine be taken into the depths of hell. It's called professionalism. Lark concedes that might change things. Luckily, everyone seems fine, though you and Shine and Lark look weirdly translucent and Wang Ran seems to flicker underneath Shine's see-through skin. Huh. You don't have terribly long to ponder this, because soon King Death arrives, a tired, disappointed father confronting Wang Ran, his petulant teenager. Family dynamics.
King Death insists Wang Ran stop acting out and come home, but Wang Ran really, really doesn't want to. King Death pulls the "this is my domain and you have to do what I say" card, and then you step in with a, well, actually, in the smarmiest way possible. You inform the King of Hell that you took on Wang Ran's case when he arrived, and adding in some platitudes whilst drawing the sigils, you explain that the sigils signify permanence, and therefore extricating Wang Ran from Shine will cause them both vast amounts of damage. So, regrettably, Wang Ran has to leave Hell with Shine because you cannot allow any harm to come to your client. And even more unfortunately, King Death has no authority in this case, and you're sure he doesn't want to claim a living being before their time. Imagine the paperwork.
Paperwork. Everything seems to be going well and good after that exchange. The King of Hell even laughs. However, he informs you that, while you are indeed correct, and he has no jurisdiction in this case and therefore cannot keep his son in hell, he also cannot leave the kingdom of the dead unbalanced. So now, you have to work for him for the rest of your life.
Oh.
But hang on. No more call centre?
Which is better?
Lark does something reapery, and suddenly you are back in your apartment and seemingly no time has passed.
While you recover, Shine and Wang Ran have one of their arguments, but luckily there's no slapping or ripping of clothes this time. They're bickering about how each of them are being idiots because they both feel bad for causing the other one pain. Meanwhile, Nathaniel demands to know just why that kid you met last month on your case is in your apartment, and you have to explain that you took his case, and now, well, you're apparently working in hell for the rest of your life. You feel bad because you had plans to branch off and work with Nathaniel, but she tells you that you can use your direct link to hell to bolster your business, so it'll be fine.
Silver lining. You take Shine and Wang Ran to visit Shine's mom and properly explain everything that has happened. And unsurprisingly, all she wants to do is take care of Wang Ran because he's too skinny and his dad's not great. A little time passes and you finally get to have the dinner with Shine wanted to have with Nathaniel, and Wang Ran helps make the dumplings. Everything really does wrap up nicely with your new adopted siblings. You all become one nice, big, happy family. One day, the King of Hell will call you in to begin working, but you know what? Everything's going to be okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's all wholesome. There are dumplings. It's a found family.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes.
You work for Hell now. You worked in a call centre. Where's the difference?
There is none. There is no
none.
difference.
One is exactly like the other.
One might actually be a little better. And it's probably hell.
I 100% agree. Right, well, I'm going to go and start the therapy.
Okay.
Let's have a promo, probably for episode 300.
Probably.
Coming soon!
Probably 100% for episode 300.
And then, yeah, let's thrash this out.
Hey everyone, can you believe that Fictional Hangover is about to have its 300th episode?
We're going to celebrate with a live episode.
Join us on Sunday, June 23rd at 2 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. GMT.
Keep an eye on our socials for more information.
Unless you're listening to this episode after the fact, then you should have already listened to it. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Question mark? I'm so surprised. Like, just shooting.
Are we jumping that far into it?
We're just shooting that far into it. That this book was so wholesome. I was expecting it, to be full of hellfire and, horrible demons and terrifying beasts.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a found family and dumpling feast at the end.
It was so precious.
And a cinnamon roll demon. Right? I mean, come on.
It was so precious. It was so cute. That's not my actual surprise.
Oh, okay.
But
I think it probably is mine, to be fair.
That's fine. It's fine, because it is surprising. It's not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be, more murdersome and gruesome. But no,
the
it
book
was
doesn't
precious.
Sell it right, does it?
No. It was so precious.
I think I would like to have seen this as a graphic novel, actually.
Right? How cool would that have been?
Yeah.
It would have been really, really great.
Especially when they're in hell and you can see one round underneath the translucent skin of shine. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be. It would be really cool. Okay, so I feel like we need to talk about the call centerness, because I thought in some ways, in my very short experience working in a call center, that it was extremely accurate, like being hung up on and being yelled at over the phone and everything being your fault and, not wanting to talk to your supervisor because you're the one who's supposed to take care of everything. Accurate.
100%.
But then also not accurate, because I got in so much trouble and even had to end up not working at this call center anymore. I know, womp, but because I got sick. My schedule was completely changed from what I had been used to, and so, diabetes didn't react well to it, and so I didn't feel well and had to leave. And you can't just do that. You can't just leave. You can't just be sick and leave with zero consequences.
I think that's the difference between an American call centre and a British call centre, because we have sick leave. Like, I have been at work and been ill and had to leave. It's happened. But I also have... I've had call centre work since I was 18. So the vast majority of my adult life, employment-wise, has in some way, shape or form involved working in a call centre. Whether or not I've had the headset on is a different kettle of fish. I paid my dues and I managed to get that fucking shitty headset off my head. And you do get headset hair.
Yeah,
you do get the imprint.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, I've been ill, but I think it's the corporate way of the country that we're in. So if I've fallen ill, there's not really been much of an issue. There was one time I had food poisoning, and I had my week off sick, and I came in and I was sat in the office, and my manager looked at me and went, "Yeah, you're not here today. Get in the car. I'm taking you home." And they drove me home and said, "You have to go to the doctors and you need to get at least another week, if not 2 weeks, if not." I looked like a corpse.
Wow.
He drove me home.
I don't think anything like that has ever happened.
No.
In any...
There's been times when there's been like family emergencies and a colleague, has driven me home or been picked up and had to leave, and yeah, it happens. Like when my nana was dying, I told my managers that was the situation. They let me work. I was on a different. I wasn't on the calls at the time. I'd worked my way off, but they let me work in a separate office with my mobile phone on the desk, which wasn't allowed at the time. So when I got the phone call to leave, I could just go. And we also got permission from my husband to make sure he could come as well, because we worked at the same place. So they just let us, when the call came, leave. And then they very kindly gave me a little bit extra compassionate leave as well, which we wouldn't normally get.
So
But
amazing.
that, again,
not a thing at all in the US.
Not a thing no, not at all.
They're like, are you really?
It also does depend on your managers as well.
Yeah.
Because if you have a good relationship with your managers and, you know, I was given extra time because I'd got myself up to date because we knew the inevitable was happening.
Yeah.
So I'd worked, made sure everything was put to bed so there wasn't going to be any issue. So, and, you know, that does depend on them. But saying that, at the last call centre I worked at, I never understood the sick route path. So you could be off sick so you're allowed 5 days self-certification before you'd need to go to the doctor and get a note. And then that counts as one period of sickness. And then if you're off sick again within another set period of time for another set period of days, you would progress down the sickness path and going like you're on a stage A, a stage B, a stage C, and as soon as you get onto a stage C, you could go down the disciplinary route because you've had excessive amounts of sickness. But then certain things are let off. So if you're pregnant, you basically have a free-for-all. If you have certain medical conditions, you are, like, if you've got mental health issues, or there was people with diabetes, or people, like, it was type 1, not type 2, and people with, like, musculoskeletal issues, or, you know, just depending on what it was, if you went through the occupational health, you had a lot more freedom and you weren't put down the disciplinary route quite so quickly. It took a lot more to get there because it was considered as compassionate towards that particular illness.
Wow.
But you had to work your socks off to, like, get that signed off.
Here, where I currently work, if you miss more than 3 days being sick, you have to go to the doctor, which of course costs money.
3 days.
And if you don't have insurance, which the job only provides if you work full time, doesn't matter. You still have to go and pay for a doctor.
Insane.
Yeah, and
that is insane.
And there's a lot of times where it's just like, are you really sick? I think you should come in. Of course, I would never say that to any of my employees, but I have heard it before.
Oh, I've heard it, and I've had it from previous employers, the managers, and it's usually the really rubbish managers who are kissing up to the seniors, and you're like, because they are terrible managers. They were terrible on the phones. They were just terrible people. It's weird now where I'm currently working. Like today, I'm not 100%, but I went to work because I wanted to close off a couple of projects. And I sent in a message to someone saying, I'm not feeling very well today. I cannot remember a conversation that we had yesterday. Can you please tell me what was said? And they're like, well, firstly, should you be at work? I don't think so. And secondly, this is what happened. Like, if I say even to my line manager now, and it's not a call centre I work at, I've got a headache, the first words out of the mouth are, should you be here? Should you be at work? And it's just like, hang on, you actually care. It's weird.
It's amazing.
It is a weird. It is, but because of, and the people laugh when I say if you work at a call centre for any extended period of time, you become institutionalised. And they laugh when I say this, but it's true because, you know, it was 36 minutes lunch break precisely.
36 minutes? That's insane.
36 minutes. And there was depending on your manager, they would print out, because you had to sign in on the phone system. If you signed in a minute late, depending on who your manager is, they would like have reels of printouts where they would highlight if you've signed in late, if you've signed out early, if you had excessive call work, which is when you're doing work for the customer, so the background work. If you had excessive amounts of call outs, because it was a free phone telephone number, so why should you be calling out? They can call us. If you had excessive personal time, which was toilet breaks or going for a drink, and if you left early. So even if you signed in 15 minutes early and started your shift 15 minutes before your, like 8:45, and you weren't supposed to start till 9, but then you left at 5 to 5 to go and catch the bus home because the only bus you can get is at 5:10, they would highlight that and go down the disciplinary route.
It's a nightmare.
However, you're being responsible and doing it that way, they didn't care. They would get rid of you. But if somebody, and bear in mind, I used to audit these calls as well for training purposes. I was that person, when you hear these calls are being monitored for training and auditing, I was the person who would monitor them. And there was people who literally lied to customers. Barefaced lies. There was one guy, he called the customer a cunt. And it might be funny, but that customer did not deserve it.
Oh, she wasn't?
She wasn't
okay.
at all.
Oh, well, that's not...
And he was an absolute jerk, and yet they did nothing. It's just... There was one person was swearing something rotten because they hated the customer on the phone. And it wasn't... They'd put themselves on mute, but because they were doing it so loudly, the person next to them, their calls picked it up.
That's funny.
There's been instances of fraudulent activity occurring on people's bank's account because you're not supposed to read bank details back to people anymore. Because people, if you're sitting next, considering it's basically like chicken factories, you just rammed in there to get as many bums on seats, that the person sitting next to you, if they're taking a call and that call's being recorded, that they get the background noise. So if you're sitting there and very loudly reading somebody's bank details out because they're making a payment, then those bank details could be heard by the customer, who can then use those details fraudulently.
That is very interesting.
Which is why certain companies now, when you go onto a payment screen, it completely cuts off the call.
Oh, well, that's
so
smart.
You can't it doesn't record that at all. So people, employees, were going into the payment screen to then say things to the customer, knowing the call wasn't recorded.
Nice. Smart.
And you're like, why did you go on the payment screen? Well, you should have been here, when you should have been there, when you should have been... bit dodgy. So yeah, I've paid my G's to call centres. I have the picture of me when I accepted my redundancy and left. And I'm just beaming, and every time now I hear somebody's left, I'm like, right, the ex-employee, I'm not going to say where it was, that's not fair, the ex-employee gathering is every Tuesday, for every first Tuesday of the month, and it's bring your own bottle because we're going to get bladdered.
Nice. See, the worst experience I had at my call center job was not having to speak on the phone with anyone, although that was very interesting because it was bilingual. So that was fun. However, I had a manager who was not very good at peopling. And
shocker.
Yeah. We were permitted to wear like solid color shirts. But it couldn't be a t-shirt. But solid color shirt. And she put her finger in the sleeve, and it was a cap sleeve. So not a t-shirt. Put her finger in it, popped my sleeve, and went, that looks like a t-shirt, in front of lots of people. And I was like, it's not a t-shirt. I'm sorry that you think it looks like a t-shirt, but it's not a t-shirt. But it was just, she was very...
excuse me, what the hell are you touching me for?
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable.
That
Also,
is so inappropriate.
I'm pretty sure her name was Caress.
Oh.
If I remember correctly.
You do not caress by name and caress by nature.
No, yeah. So when I found my library job, that was
hallelujah.
I know.
Honestly, call centres are just dens of inequity.
Yes.
Like, the amount of people who, bearing in mind the call centre I used to work at, one of them was 24 hours. So the night shift staff were, boinking in the meeting and training rooms.
Nice.
Which is really bad because they were all goldfish bowls, they were all glass walls and glass doors. So, ew. Yeah. It's just not pleasant.
I feel like
I've ruined so many Christmases because I used to work for a catalogue ordering company when I was a teenager, when I was at university. And people, do you know what I hate? 10-foot trampolines. I hate those huge 10-foot trampolines that go in people's gardens, because the amount of those I had to sell and the amount of those I had to take complaints about because people didn't bother measuring or checking or doing any kind of forethought beforehand. Why are you ordering a bicycle for your 12-year-old child on Christmas Eve and expecting it to, 1, be delivered the same day, 2, be delivered constructed, and 3, be delivered wrapped? We are not the North Pole.
You're not Santa Claus. I'm sorry, everyone.
Literally,
please pay attention.
Tears.
Claire is not Santa Claus. Do you think that we should talk about this book at all?
I said I was going to start the therapy. As an ex-call centre employee, I need this therapy.
Okay.
But you know what the funniest thing is? When they're like, I want to talk to your manager. Right, okay. Put them on hold for 5 minutes and come back and put a stupid voice on, and it's still you.
Yeah, of course.
Because you know better than the managers. The managers don't know the system.
Yeah,
the managers don't know how to take a call.
Of course.
You know better than them.
Yeah, of course.
And do you know what?
What?
You know what? If you were calling a call centre, please have a lot of patience, because those people are already having a shitty day, because the only method of employment that they've got is in a call centre, which is a good employment. It's very good employment. But do you honestly think it's their life's dream to put that headset on and be shouted at and abused?
No, not at all.
Exactly. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it on the internet anonymously. Don't do it over the phone call where you think there's a safety net because you're not face to face to somebody. And don't do it to retail staff either.
Just don't be a garbage person. It's not hard.
Yeah. It's not hard at all.
It's not hard.
Right, okay. Sort of relating it back, I'm going to go over one of my actual surprises.
Okay.
There was absolutely no disciplinary.
Yes.
Like, you've given your personal details out. You've taken a client to your home.
Where they now live, by the way.
Where they now live. And there's no, like, disciplinary action for really inappropriate behaviour. It's very unprofessional.
Yeah. Yeah. That's weird. And also, I mean, I know that you're not that old in the story. And Shine is a college student. So it's not that weird, but it is a little bit weird that, you've...
Call centres are not a meet cute for, clients.
But also, we're not interested in that. You just want Shine and Wang Ran to be okay. And also Shine, like, by association, but...
100% agree.
You just want to take care of...
You have to have boundaries.
You do have to have boundaries. But... I don't know.
I do wish I had the magical eyeglasses, by the way, from the beginning.
Those were really great. And, like, there were several magical things that happened, that exist in this world, but, like, the story has nothing to do with that.
Which, again, is another surprise. It was quite corporate, really.
It was, like...
And very wholesome.
Yes, so wholesome. Hellsomely wholesome.
Wholesomely wholesome.
Wholesomely wholesome. But, like, you're a wizard? or you're training to be a wizard and you have a magic coffee cup that like can refill with water, or you can magic it in and make it coffee. And
I want one of those as well.
Right? And you have glasses that make it look like you're awake when you're very 100% not.
God, I need those in my life. I need both of those in my life. I need a plate as well that just gives me instant cheese.
Yes, you do.
I'll be so sorted.
You do need a magical cheese plate. I wish I had a magical cheese plate. That would be nice.
Oh my god, we all need a magical cheese plate.
We all need a magical cheese plate. Also, I like that like everything was positive in this story about hell, and you think it's going to be terrible, but it's not. Like, even the king of hell, he was like, haha, you kids, you're right.
Darn kids.
You're right.
Oh, you got me. You got
With
me.
your bureaucracy.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's the kind of gumption that I need on my tea.
Right.
I mean, I do like the fact that at the end you get a job at hell.
Yeah.
I'm interested to find out what.
What do you do?
What?
I'm kind of thinking that I mean, I know that you know Lark from work.
Mm-hmm.
You know the Grim Reaper from work, but there was just like half of a line about, you know, like maybe Lark's gonna be finished soon. So I'm wondering if maybe you're gonna be the Grim Reaper when Lark is done.
Oh. You're going to go to the mysterious office that's behind reception.
Yes.
That you need the key card to get into.
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh. Bet they've got their own bathrooms.
They probably do.
Without weeping people in them.
Well, I mean, it might be you in there weeping.
Yeah. We had really good bathrooms at the last call centre. Because the doors just went literally all the way down to the ground and all the way to the top.
Oh,
There was
that's
no
nice.
gap between them.
That's nice.
I mean, it's very British anyways that you don't have massive gaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were like full on little, like, you felt like you were in a cubby hole.
Yeah.
I did a lot of pregnancy crying in those toilets.
I have nightmares of toilets where like the doors don't close or they don't go down all the way or the walls are really short. That's like a recurring nightmare for me. But I also have a lot of recurring dreams where, like, if I have to pee in my dream, then I'm constantly walking around looking for a clean toilet, and all the toilets are not usable, or the walls are really short, or the door doesn't close, or like there isn't a door. But they're all just disgusting.
Ew.
And
you as a woman, you learn how to do who described as the festival crouch?
who was that?
Nobody ever I can't remember, but nobody ever sits down at toilets in a festival. You got to learn the festival crouch.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just one of my nightmares. Recurring nightmares.
It's upsetting. That is upsetting.
Yeah.
And then do you wake up and have to go actually pee?
Yes. Yeah, I only have those dreams when I have to pee.
Yeah.
Why are we not talking about this book? Because it was so short. We've already talked about everything. How it's very wholesome.
I'm
and
having
precious.
therapy about being an ex call centre employee, and you're having therapy about
Recurring
toilets.
nightmares?
Yeah.
I prefer to say recurring nightmares instead of toilets.
Okay.
That's better therapy. Recurring nightmares are better therapy than disgusting toilets. Who is your favorite character?
I just want to point out that I'm so
Segue.
happy that none of the toilets had a potato in them, because is that in BioShock or something, one of the computer games, that there's always a potato in a toilet that you have to eat.
I do not want to eat a toilet potato.
But hey, good health. Toilet potatoes are good eating in video games. Anyway, my favourite character, I don't know, I like One Man, but probably Nathaniel.
Yes, I also really liked Nathaniel. I liked her style.
Yes.
I liked that her name is Nathaniel.
Yes. I like the fact that she just turns up with the coffee and it's like, oh, the traffic was really bad, slurping on Starbucks or something.
I think that's one of the other things that I really like about this book, going back to Nathaniel being female, is like, it's very ambiguous. Everybody, like, you don't know if your character is male or female, and it doesn't matter. But you don't know if the main character is male or female. And there's a couple of scenes with when Shine and Wang Ran are fighting over their outfits, and Wang Ran wins, and so he puts on an A-line skirt and puts sparkly clippies in his hair, like, and you're like, yeah, it looks great. I love it. I love it.
Because it doesn't matter.
No.
You know, it's a construct.
Yes. But I just loved it. I loved it so much. Yeah. It was very, very precious and very, very wholesome.
I like the fact that Nathaniel's got a side hustle as well, where she's trying to help people, and she's like, yeah, I'm going to get the product out to people.
Yeah. Not everyone can afford one wizard. Sorry, I actually want to help people. And you're like, well, yeah, here's a different way to smuggle out your crystals. Did you shared your surprise already, and I shared my one immediately. Did I share my other surprise?
I don't think you did.
That, well, actually, death worked. Like, when normally you want to throat punch people who go, well, actually, but this time it worked. With death, of all people. I really liked that scene too, because you're like throwing in all these platitudes and like bowing in the middle of your sentences to death, because I mean, hello, it's death. However, I just want to explain to you a couple of things about my client, and it worked so good.
It was the Legally Blonde moment that we all need.
Right? It was. I like it.
And we all wish that we could have.
Yeah. We all need to have a well actually moment that actually works.
Yes. You can imagine though afterwards just being completely exhausted and just like, oh, yeah, that worked. I'm shattered. I need the world's biggest now.
Yes. Or a magical cheese plate.
Oh, I want a magical cheese plate.
Should we move on to Would You Rather?
Yeah, because we're going to just diverge again.
We are.
Okay, we asked a tough one this week. Would you rather be a human possessed by a demon or a demon possessing a human? On Facebook, 80% said they would be the human possessed by a demon. On Instagram, 64% are being the demon possessing a human. And on TikTok, it's the same with 74%. They're choosing demon possessing a human. We don't have many quotes this week. Because I think people, honestly, struggle to come up with the reasoning.
Yes. Yeah.
But Constance on Facebook said, let the fun roller coaster begin. Human possesses demon.
Candace on Facebook says to be a demon possessing a human just because I don't want human problems. LOL.
Coral on Facebook said the human is going down. Laugh emoji.
Lydia on Facebook says, I'd want to be the demon. Changing bodies would be like an endless wardrobe. Best response.
Yes. And Satan on TikTok said, always demon.
Obviously. Obviously. Satan.
Honestly, if a demon possessed my body, they'd be like, oh, how unfit. Yeah, oh, the anxiety.
What's wrong with
your knees. Why?
Why does your neck hurt so bad? Why don't your knees work?
Yeah. Yeah. So do I want to be the human possessed by a demon then? Then I can just be like, it's your shit show now, mate.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to go human possessed by a demon because then I can just like peace out for a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I will have the naps. You take control. It's like, buddy,
nice.
you've got the wheel.
That is
cheese.
nice.
And then I'm back in the game.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have to choose demon because if I didn't choose demon, I think everyone would think there was something wrong with me.
True, but if you are a human possessed by a demon, you still technically got a demon in you.
That's true. That's true. But I don't know. I really liked Wang Run and his fangs that would sometimes come out and his scales that you could sometimes see. So, pretty sure I'm going to be a demon.
Fair. Don't possess me. You do not want this 5'5" of ball of crazy.
Okay. I will not possess you.
Yeah, nobody needs this.
We'll get a demon that we don't like.
Oh no.
Oh, because you still want you still want to share your body with a...
Yeah. I when I peace out for my naps, I want to wake up to a cheese board, not, eyeballs.
Sure.
So I want one that can... I want the demon to possess my body and fix it.
Oh, yeah.
They're the ones who... do I want a gym bunny? Do I want one that... Not a gym bunny, I want... Because they just pause. I want somebody who's like, you know what? Let's get this body fixed. Let's get this body exercised.
You want like a gym bro?
Yeah, but not a bro. Like, just somebody compassionate. I want a compassionate gym trainer. Somebody who's like, right, let's sort it. I'm in charge now. You can you can do the carb loading. Here's the big pasta carbonara. I'm like, thank you.
Yes.
And then I've carb load, and then they can go and do the marathon. And we can just switch out.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to be human possessed by a demon, and the demon's basically going to be my personal trainer / therapist.
I think that's great, and I really hope that you can find that kind of demon, and not a demon who's just going to fuck shit up.
I mean, if they want to fuck a bit of shit up, that's fine, but as long as it's not my personal...
Oh, okay.
Personal person / personal property.
Your personal person.
My personal person's personal property, or people that I, actually love and respect.
Okay. You're putting a lot of limitations on your demon. I hope
you've got to set boundaries.
That's true. We did learn that.
And then they can set boundaries with me as well.
Yeah, you're right.
And then once we have those established, then I think we've got a good working relationship.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Next question. So there's a lot of food talk in this book because Shine's mother owns a restaurant and Shine helps out in the restaurant. So
I want to go there.
Would you rather eat sweet and sour chicken or pork and chive dumplings?
Easy pork and chive dumplings. I'm not the biggest fan of sweet and sour.
I'm going to choose sweet and sour chicken.
I like orange chicken or lemon chicken. That's delicious. But not sweet. Sweet and sour's... never find one that I've particularly liked. Pork and chive dumplings. Oh, heck yeah.
Nice. Now I just want to eat Chinese food.
Well, if my stomach's fine tomorrow, we're supposed to be having bao buns.
Oh, nice.
If I'm fine.
Yeah, okay.
If not, I'm not suffering people eating them and me not.
It's fine.
Oh, would you rather work in fortunes or symbology?
I think I want to work in symbology because I feel like if I'm working in symbology, I might get to come into contact with Wang Run.
True. Well, if you're in symbology, can you let me know if you can get my demon?
Yes.
I feel like working in fortunes.
Okay, yeah.
I think that could be fun.
All right, well, you need to use your fortune-telling ability to see if I will be able to use the correct symbols, create the correct sigils, use the right talismans and things to summon the appropriate demon for you.
I will do the research and you can carry out the project.
Okay, that sounds great. Next question.
Yes.
Would you rather have Shine's style of slouchy sweaters, Wang Ran's style, which varies between a cool dude with slicked back hair and an A-line skirt with hair clippies, or Nathaniel's style of classy wizard who doesn't even have to try to look good?
Easy Nathaniel style. Easily Nathaniel style. I'm already Shine. I mean, come on. But yeah, I want Nathaniel's style of classy wizard who doesn't even have to try. She walks in looking fabulous with big Jackie O sunglasses and that cup of coffee, and she just has to smile and they give her an extra shot of espresso and yeah.
I have to go with Wang Ran because I like to vary how I look from day to day.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to pick Wang Ran style.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel pretty and, I want to fix my hair nice and wear, really professional looking clothes. And then sometimes I just want to look awesome. So I'm gonna pick Wang Ran. I like his style.
But I think secretly, for at least 2 hours every day, we are all Shine.
Yeah, you're right.
If it's movie night, we're all Shine.
Yes.
Was that question 4?
That was question 4.
Would you rather spend a day working with Nathaniel or Lark?
I think I'm going to choose Lark. I think I'm going to be a Reaper. That sounds interesting to me. I can hang out in hell for a little while if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hang out with Lark.
Yeah, I agree. I want to be Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Not work with Nathaniel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. They're pretty easy would you rather questions this time.
And we all want dumplings and sweet and sour chicken.
Yes, we do.
And a cheese plate.
Yes. Cheese plate for sure. I think I would rather have a cheese plate than sweet and sour chicken.
Yeah, cheese plates are more universal. I want some brie. I want some garlic roulette. I like blue cheese as well.
I do not love a blue cheese, but
Oh, well.
I will take a cheese plate if one were offered to me.
Nice sharp cheddar.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, favorite final thought quote. What do you got?
I think I've got 3 for you.
Okay.
Are we going to have to liaise with those assholes in hell for this case?
Yes.
Yes. Why are human bodies so shitty? How do you live like this?
Is that Claire? Is that Claire or is that a book quote?
Who can tell?
Who can say?
Stop being such an endearing little shit.
Oh.
What have you got?
I just fucked with death personified. And then he offered me a job.
It's a good day.
You're supposed to be a wizard, aren't you? So why can't you work some fucking magic? Okay. Then my last 3, because I have a lot of quotes this time. My last 3 are, is this Amanda or is this the book? Things bounce off your well-cultivated shell of apathy.
Definitely an Amanda.
Truth is, there's nothing you hate more than sincerity.
Oh.
And then finally, so, fuck, right? Fuck. You're not ever going to be nice to someone ever again.
Amanda, come on. Why can we stick to the book quotes, please?
Fuck, I'm never going to be nice again. Fuck.
But you're an endearing little shit, so you know.
Okay. If you liked this, try this. What are you going to suggest?
I'm going to suggest A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Hawley, which is not set in a call centre at all. Here's a summary. Claudia Cunnington knows, which is a fantastic name.
Yes.
Claudia Cunnington knows she's rough around the edges, and her hot temper can get the best of her. So when she stops a demon attack one night, she's horrified to realise the man she saved is none other than the cold-hearted Astaroth.
Oh, Astaroth.
Astaroth is a legendary member of the Demon High Council, or at least he was. Suffering from amnesia after being stripped of his immortality and banished to the mortal plane, Astaroth doesn't know why a demon named Moloch is after him. Why the angry, hot in a terrifying way, which hates him so much. Khalidia grudgingly agrees to help Astaroth find the witch, who might be able to restore his memory, vowing that once Astaroth is cured, she'll kick his ass. But the more time she spends with the snarky yet utterly charming demon, the more she realises she likes this new, improved Astaroth, and maybe she doesn't want him to recover his memories after all.
Ooh.
I'm sure it's by the same person. I have read a book of, as she quickly does the Google thing. Yes, Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon as well. Quite snarky. If you like Gail Carriger, you'd like her.
Can I tell you
A story
that once again we have found a character from the White Hot Kiss episode? Because Astaroth was our sexy demon that we had a little thing with in White Hot Kiss.
Damn it. I did not realise. I am very tired and not really with it today. God damn it. I'm both happy and upset by that.
I almost feel like because we have inadvertently mentioned that book 3 times this month, we might have to go back and cover the rest of the series. I think it's speaking to us.
It's definitely calling us. God damn it. Do you know what? Those are the type of books where I'm sure people quite enjoy listening to me ranting on how crazy it is. And
yes, you're probably right.
Yeah, why the hell not? Let's
see if we can work them into the schedule.
God damn it. What's yours, and does it have anything to do with White Hot Kiss?
No, I don't think it does. I found this one. I have not read it, but I found it on a list featuring short, quirky books, which I believe If Found, Return to Hell was also on that list. So this one is called The Chosen and the Beautiful by Nying Vo. And where did I get the summary? Goodreads. Immigrant, socialite, magician. Jordan Baker grows up in the most rarefied circles of 1920s American society. She has money, education, a killer golf handicap, and invitations to some of the most exclusive parties of the jazz age. She's also queer, Asian, adopted, and treated as an exotic attraction by her peers, while the most important doors remain closed to her. But the world is full of wonders, infernal pacts and dazzling illusions, lost ghosts and elemental mysteries. It says that she has a paper cutting magic that allows her to see the spark in paper grow into a flame and can change her life if she learns how to use it. So let's just include that. So she can use that magical power to burn the cut paper heart out of a man. She just has to learn how. It sounds interesting.
But it sounds very fun.
It does. It does sound very interesting. 1920s. I mean, we love a good 1920s book. with magic.
It kind of gives us a bit of the King of Crows.
Yeah, the diviners.
Diviners, yeah.
So good. Anyway.
Do we have a new indie spotlight?
We do.
Summary.
Yes. We do have a new indie spotlight. This one just came to us a couple days ago. It's called Aisle 9 by Ian X. Cho. And it doesn't come out until September. So you got a little while. It's Black Friday. And the apocalypse is on sale.
Yay!
Ever since the world filled with portals to hell and bloodthirsty demons started popping out on the reg, Jasper's life has gotten worse and worse. A teenage nobody with no friends or family. He is plagued by the life he can't remember and the person he's sure he's supposed to be. Jasper spends his days working as a checkout clerk at the Here For You discount mart, where a hell portal in aisle 9 means danger every shift. But at least here he can be near the girl he's crushing on, Kyle Kwan, a junior member of the monster-fighting Vanguard, who seems to hate Jasper for reasons he can't remember or understand. But when Jasper and Kyle learn they both share a frightening vision of the impending apocalypse, they're forced to team up and uncover the uncomfortable truth about the hell portals and the demons that haunt the world. Because the true monsters are not always what they seem. The past is not always what we wish, and like it or not, on Black Friday, all hell will break loose, starting in aisle 9.
Bloody Black Friday.
Doesn't it sound so fun?
That sounds really fun. And when's it out?
September 24th.
Oh, got a while.
Yeah, we've got a little while.
That's why it's good to have a Goodreads TBR pile.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Okay. Well, that's it for this episode of Fictional Hangover. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Claire.
Join us next time as we discuss Come Tumbling Down by Seanan McGuire. This is book 5 in our Wayward Children book club series. Yay. Look out for our Would You Rather polls and monthly challenges on social media. Don't forget about our book club on Discord. Be sure to visit our shop on Redbubble at fictionalhangover.redbubble.com for all your favorite Fictional Hangover themed merchandise, and become a patron of ours on Patreon at patreon.com/fictionalhangover. Until next time, remember, the only cure for a fictional hangover is another book.
You can find us at fictionalhangover.com. Follow us on Instagram, Threads, TikTok and YouTube at Fictional Hangover. And find us on Facebook at facebook.com/fictionalhangover. If you like this episode, check out our others and be sure to rate, review and subscribe so you don't miss out. And finally, special thanks to Liz Emerson for our music. You can find her on Facebook and Patreon. Thanks for listening.